And here we go. Welcome back. That's another fantastic reply webinar live from, home working, smart working mode as always. So we are happy of being here again in order to give another outlook, give another point of view to one of the best challenges we had so far, the investment challenge held together with Banca Generali and MIP Politecnico di Milano. And as you know, this webinar is planned and organized in order to present all together to you the podium, the best 3 players out of this fantastic challenge. So again, I'm not alone. I'm together with many guests today, and I would like to, of course, present you all. Let's start with the special guest. So before the podium, we may present you again my mates. I would say all the people involved in the realization of this challenge. So ladies first again, thank you very much for being here. To Maria Grazia Dossena, responsible of market strategy from Banca Generali. Ciao Maria Grazia.
Hello, ciao to everyone. Ciao a tutti.
More than happy of having you here again. We were saying we were missing to have a look all together a couple of times per week in the meanwhile of the challenge. So I'm happy to, of course, present you again here. And let's move again to my mate Paolo Fabris from the Reply Titanium team, a partner at Avantage Reply. Ciao, Paolo. You are on mute. If you want to switch on your mic, no worries. That's
You're absolutely right, of course.
Normal in the situation we are living in.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everybody.
All right, and okay, in the meanwhile, I'm changing my virtual background. Let me welcome again Mr. Davide Cagnati from the Reply Challenges team. Ciao, Davide.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here for the final webinar. Glad to
right.
be here.
Man of the stats and data and numbers, and I would like to again thanks you in representation, I would say, of all the people involved in the realization of this challenge. We spent many times actually to say thanks to everybody, but then again, thank you all from all our partners, so Reply, Banca Generali, MIP, and all the people involved in realizing such a beautiful challenge, because we were so proud of the results. But that's the right moment, I would say, in order to present you all the podium, because you may be surprised, but actually the guys are here live, and so we can present them. May we have a kind of official presentation, because it's the first time we are, results are public, but then I may say that in the podium, we will start from the bottom. So as third in the ranking, Mr. Bruno Messina, student at Bocconi University in Milan, 22 years old guy. Hello, Bruno.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Thanks, Enrico. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
That's a great. I see that again. It might be easy, but since we are running online competition since a couple of years with kind of 70,000 people attending these kind of online competitions, all the time I have the chance to see you in the face. I'm happy, because you are real human beings and not just people, bots or whatever. And so again, thank you very much, Bruno. We'll move, of course, we will be back to you in a while. But then second in the ranking with 21 years old student at University of Trento in Italy, Mr. Giuseppe Rinaldi. Ciao, Giuseppe.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here right now. So it's a pleasure to be here with you.
And for us as well, of course. So we moved to Milan to Trento. I'm assuming you're studying there. You are there in Trento?
Yeah. No, at the moment I am in my born city, Manfredonia, in Puglia. I study in Trento, but for this moment I will stay here because university are closed. So
the situation we are living in, that I'd say is in common for all of us. And then, last but not least, I will say last but the first, actually, because on top of the ranking, we have from University of Naples, the 21 years old student, Mr. Alfonso Di Palma. Ciao, Alfonso.
Hi, hello everyone. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Finally in person, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that was the official presentation. Then the rest of the streaming will be very I would say official still, but kind of informal, and that's the title of the live streaming we'll have today, that is Meet the Winners, because we like to leverage on your presence in order to recap a bit the whole competition, the kind of lessons learned that we have. I mean, we have a long list of lessons learned as event organizers, but you may have hopefully some feedbacks for us in order to let us improve for this perspective, the online challenges. And I would say again that I mean, we cannot spoil anything, of course, but then we were so proud of the results that maybe in the future we'll have another chance to play all together again. I'd like to welcome all the people watching this live streaming. It's 5 and 4 minutes right now, Central European Solar Time. You can get in touch with us on challenges.reply.com. You can use the YouTube chat, of course, in order to interact with us, post your questions, comments, greetings, whatever. Of course, compliments to the podium, to those three very young students, Italian students that have participated and so well performed in the investment challenge. Then we are live on Facebook, Reply You Facebook page, so you can I mean watch us similarly in the same way on Facebook as well. Again, thank you all for participating in this live streaming. We'll be together for the next 50 minutes, more or less, depending even on the number of questions we will receive. I would say that we can start by involving Davide, as we were used to during our former live streaming. First question for you three guys. Let us be proud of it or not. Have you find useful, or actually have you attended at least one of the live streaming we had during the game, in the 2 weeks of the game? Let's start with Alfonso.
Yes, I watched some before, but especially the last one on the final day on 24. Yes,
you see it.
I enjoyed the live streams.
Okay. That we are Paolo. That's a great news, I would say. You might be happy of it, I guess. And okay, so Alfonso, you answer for the whole podium. We'll move to the others in a while. Then again, I like to involve Davide in order to share with us some stats. I would say some numbers, just to recap, you know, the whole initiative. Davide.
Thank you, Enrico. Well, we can say first that after discovering that following the webinar is an integral part of winning a challenge, we can continue to say that this first investment challenge has been one of a kind. First of all, we have to remind some number about the total participation. We had more than 8,500 participants that registered to the challenge. And when it comes to the end, we can say that half of them actually had an active role almost. And for the one active, they were incredibly active. We can only say that every player did at least on average, 68 hours on the platform, and did 54 trades per person on average. So it means that a lot of time were spent on the platform. We calculated 200,000 hours, which is equivalent to 23 years and a little bit more than half. So it's a huge number. And we can say that this challenge was not easy for our participants, for our players, because as we said a lot of time during the webinars, these are unique times we are living on. And so also markets are experiencing unique patterns, unique behaviors. And this is particularly highlighted by how well our players did nevertheless this. So in the first round, 63% of the players was able to gain some money, so have more money at the end than the initial million. And when it comes to the final round, even if we select the best ones of all the participants, of course, because they were the finalists, the percentage is much less. When we go to see the actual numbers of people that gain some money, it's more similar to 30% than to the 60 and more percent that we had at the beginning. So we can say that the final day was really difficult. So again, congratulations to everyone on the podium or everyone that participated. And the last number we are really proud of is the number of countries that our players come from. We have players from 64 different countries, which is a great result for a truly international challenge.
Yeah, of course. And thanks for pointing this out, even because by having three so young Italian students on the podium, we may have the feeling that it was a kind of Italian business. That's absolutely, I would say, not true.
Of course, we can say that there were a lot of Italian registered and they did really well, as you are showing with your presence on the podium, but they were not absolutely the only one. The international eco was quite widespread.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, thank you, Davide, for this recap. We may be proud as well of a recent newspaper article appeared on La Repubblica and even on the Corriere Innovazione before. We had a great press coverage, and so I guess that you guys might be happy. I mean, you all three guys might be happy about that, even because of your results. Let's start, why not, by you. I would say my question, and then I will pass the mic to Paolo and Maria Grazia, of course. How is it? Are you surprised? I mean, what are the feelings in being on the podium? Once you started registering to the challenges.reply.com platform, you were confident, you were just trying, just looking for a training opportunity. I will ask before to Bruno, why not?
Okay. Personally, I signed up to this challenge only like again because I watched the announcement on Facebook, if I don't remember wrong. And
okay. That's a working part for us. I'm happy about it.
Okay, yes, of course. And I linked this opportunity also to different my friends. And so at the beginning, I didn't have any expectation because I don't have our skills in finance. Yes, I study economics, but another branch, I study marketing. But from a few years, I'm really interested in the finance world. So for this reason, I started, I remember with other friends. And I remember that when I received the email after the first step, that I was on the first 100 participants.
Yeah, the first 100 selected.
Exactly. I didn't believe in it because, yes, I played it with anxiety, with pressure, but with a lot of commitment, but just a way to spend a few time in different days. And I sent different messages to my friends, writing in which positioning did you finish the first step? Because at the first part, I thought the participant was less than 100. And just for this reason,
actually, okay.
Yes.
No, we confirm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You were more.
Yes, very more. And I was very happy after the first step that I achieved a good result, and I'm here right now. So the other step goes very well. Yes.
Okay, that's interesting to know, I would say. Okay, let's move. It's your time to talk. So Giuseppe, your feelings.
So basically, it's like Bruno, but I didn't find you on Facebook. I received an email on my university email. And so basically it was March. And at the same time, because during the last time I opened some virtual portfolio on some of famous broker online. And in the last time in March, during this crisis, because I see that a lot of price of assets and company was so low, I decided to invest some real money, but not not really important. At the same time, I got your invite, your email, so I decided to participate in this challenge. But for me, it was unbelievable to be in the first 100. In fact, indeed, when I got the mail, I see, yes, I am in the first 100, but now it would be impossible go to the podium. But yes, now I'm here, and maybe for the strategy, but I suggest that it was also luck sometimes.
Yeah, why not? That's part of the receipt, I would say.
Yeah.
And I will leave to Paolo to comment the strategies, and we will be there in a few seconds. So actually, Bruno had seen a Facebook advertising.
Yes.
Giuseppe was reached by an email from the university. Alfonso, what about you? You receive a message from the sky or something different?
No. Actually, I was invited to participate by my professor at the university, who send to all the class a message with the link of the challenge, and she really wants us to participate. So in first moment, I was a little bit skeptical, because this is I would say the first time that I approach the finance world in a more serious way. So but when I saw that I made it to the next phase, when I went in the first 100, I was very happy to continue, and also very surprised. So was my professor to invite me.
Cool. So I guess that your professor might be proud as well of having you
Yes, I
proposed
think so.
and suggested to participate. Bruno mentioned it's more focused on marketing field, right?
Yes.
Okay. I miss Giuseppe and Alfonso. Which kind of area you are more interested in matter of economics?
I'm getting a bachelor degree. So basically, I'm studying right now business management. So basically, I just have one exam of finance, or maybe just two, but it's optional. So okay, in the future, maybe I will look for finance for the other degree. I mean.
All right. Don't spoil it. We will be back with your future. The question of what you want to be in the near future, and why not even to send a resume to reply. We're more than happy to receive them, even if you haven't yet uploaded on challenges.reply.com your own. Anyhow, we'll ask for it. Don't worry. Alfonso, your area of expertise, let me say.
Well, I'm attending the last year of economics, and in Italian economia e commercio.
Yes.
So also for me, these exams in finance were optional, but I choose them because I also think that maybe in the future I could go in a more specific way in the finance field.
Of course.
So
I see Maria Grazia smiling, hearing at your answers, and so I would like to involve her. Sorry, Paolo. In a second, will be to you, of course.
Yes.
Maria Grazia.
I would like to ask to everybody, to the three guys in the podium, what interested you most in this challenge? What is the things, the way of playing? So what was very interesting in this challenge?
We may start again with Alfonso if you'd like, and then we will be back from the first to the second to the third.
Okay. Yes, I think the most interesting thing that I've experimented in this challenge was, I would say, using a professional platform such as BG Saxo that allows me to to achieve some goals that I wouldn't think possible. So I think the platform really convinced me.
Okay.
Cool. I guess it was the first time, anyhow, or not. The first.
No, because in the past I used some demo accounts on some other famous platforms, but they aren't quite good as this platform.
Okay, and never actually, you have never attended a kind of competition like this one, or do you have?
No, never.
Experience. Never. Okay, cool. Thank you, Alfonso. We may move to Giuseppe. Same question.
Yes, basically for me, this was the first competition that I ever attended. So I would say that I was impressed by the trading itself. I mean, using BG Saxo platform, I also understand something about financial derivatives. That sometimes when you use some famous platform you don't have, because maybe are not so professional like BG Saxo. So basically for me was really important to understand maybe how works futures, how works derivatives, and all that stuff. For example, when I trade usually on a famous platform, I have just one raw material for oil. In BG Saxo, I could see a lot of raw material for oil and other stuff. So it was a really new thing for me that helped me a lot to understand, learn and understand.
Even an opportunity of learning, of course, of training.
Yes,
that
yes,
I guess
yes.
is in common for all of you. Bruno.
Okay, so also for me it was an interesting experience, and I used a different platform, very common platform before, but just in a mode method, just a mode, yes. And but for me the most interesting part was the last phase, the last step, because we had the opportunity to spend a whole day like a trader, like a real trader, because I can remember that in that day I was very emotional. I was under pressure all day, like the money was real and was mine. In fact, I can remember that I think a lot before to invest in some operation or in other one.
I thanks for pointing this out, because you gave me an assist in order to remember two things. The first one is that the day of the final was April 24th.
Yes.
It was the day after the Euro Council, and I not even to mention that again we were kind of worried about the market volatility. Yes. Once we designed the challenge, we were saying ourselves, who knows if the markets gives us some kind of interesting scenario or not. We were kind of sorry of asking, because we see the results of the economical turmoil that we had in the month of the World Challenge. And even, again, by chance, the day right after the Euro Council was the day of the final. So we haven't asked for it, but then that was the situation. And second things I like to remember, and then I'll move to Paolo, is that in you three old guys, that's, I would say, one of the most important part, actually. The first of you, Alfonso, during the day, please correct me if I'm saying something wrong, you had at the end of the day of just one day, okay, so in 9 hours, 8 hours of playing,
yes,
total profits or loss, loss of more than 200,000 euros of profits. So you actually gained, you're talking about fake money, okay?
Yes.
But 200,000 euro in 8 hours.
Yeah.
Am I saying it wrong?
No.
Okay.
Actually,
I have your private number, and we'll talk later. That's it. Let's move
yes,
to.
Of course.
No, I know, of course, there is something to explain, but then that's the right moment to involve Paolo, that is a coach of the Titanium team. So actually the guy in charge of realizing the World Challenge, the role-playing game you played with. And I like to involve him in order to better describe the strategy, actually, the things that prove you are on the top 3 of this challenge. Paolo.
Yeah, thank you, Enrico. I would say that what we saw, just a couple of, considerations, what we saw, at least reading your report, is that, and that's one of the reasons why we appreciated that much your work. It was related to the fact, we, let's say, had them valuable under a lot of points of view, not only from the profit, very important, of course, point of view, is that you presented your strategy that was there before starting to move the money. So you didn't simply, the 3 of you presented this, and that's one of the reasons why we liked your job. The 3 of you presented the reason why you were doing something before you were doing that, not just reacting to a market. But the thing we liked the most, it was the fact that you were, you did your homework, you studied the situation. As Enrico anticipated, there was an important political deadline the day before. You explained the reason why you move in a certain way. And of course, you were also, that's always the case, be able to anticipate, and you were somehow lucky sometimes, in order to, let's say, take profit of your choices. The second point was related to the fact that you all used a wide range of tools. I mean, you didn't stick to just one derivative or one tool, but you used a wide, let's say, a wide variety of instruments. At least 6 instruments, the 3 of you were used by the 3 of you. So here again, showing that you really understood what was the spirit of the challenge, not only maximizing the profit. That was, the major pitfall for the participant was to somehow land into a gambling situation, just because it's fake money. So it's easy to gamble with fake money and hoping that you're going to hit the hit. On the other hand, the question I would like to ask you is related to 2 things. The first one is absolutely transparent to this. What was, if there's one, the major takeaway from the challenge? I mean, if you did that with one target in mind, was that expectation met by the experience? And second, do you think, I already listened from some of you, the fact you like the platform. Actually, the platform you used was a demo version. It's in our opinion, a very well designed demo version. However, it's still a demo, so it has a lot of limitations. But however, it's a real world platform. The point that makes the things different from the vast majority of this kind of games is that you were challenged by real world numbers. And that exposed us as organizers and you as participants to several risks. The main one was the one that Enrico mentioned before. So if you are going to organize the game, you can prepare scenarios. In this case, the scenario was the real one. So we had to cope with what was given. Let's say, fortunately, it was not a static scenario, as we feared when we were designing the challenge. However, I would like to understand whether you think that having real world scenarios is a real value for the participant and for the experience you're living with the challenge.
Okay, your turn to answer, guys. We may start again from Alfonso. Why not?
Okay. Well, I think that it's an added value to the challenge to play with with real numbers, with market numbers, and this was. I don't think that this decision make the challenge easier than playing with fictional numbers. I think that made the challenge actually difficult as much as investing in the real market, investing like I would say a professional or at least a private investor. And yes, it was a kind of interesting.
Okay, the main takeaways you got from the experience.
Well,
like it or not? Would you do that again?
Yes, of course. I will do it again.
Even because they're still waiting for the award, so they cannot say no.
Yes. No,
we will be tomorrow in the office just for that. I would like to let you know.
Thanks a lot.
No, come on, that's our job.
Okay. No, I think that the main takeaway was that this challenge actually put me in the condition to have to improve my skills and my knowledge about the finance world and the markets. In fact, for this challenge, actually during also the previous phases, I had to learn more about graphics, to learn more about the instrument that I was using. I learned more about also I don't know, something like the Japanese candlestick and other instruments that are very useful during the investment. So I would say that I take away a lot of things from the challenge.
Thank you, Alfonso. We'll move to Giuseppe. Then I would like just to let you know that questions are flowing in the YouTube and Facebook chat. So I will be back to you with some questions coming from the community in a second. Giuseppe.
Well, answering to the first question, so basically we was in a real market with a real number, with real data. Yes, for me that was better because I couldn't even imagine, I don't know, a situation, a scenario with virtual data, with virtual number. I mean, during that day, I had so much information about the last day, of course, the 23 April, that there was the Eurogroup meet. That was crucial things for the challenge because it was such a day with so much volatility and give us the opportunity to do a lot of profit, because if on 24 will be a static day, maybe we couldn't reach that profit and loss. I don't know if explained well what I was.
Yeah.
I mean. So basically, yeah, for me it's better interfacing with real number, but in the other things, this challenge give me a lot. I learned a lot because always say before, a lot of instruments like financial derivatives, I still can't use well, but I'm learning, I'm improving. So basically, that was really important.
Good to know, I would say, even because we spend a lot in the training and learning perspective of this challenge. Bruno, your turn.
Yes, okay, for the first question, I can say that I think this kind of challenge must be with the real data because of the market is strictly connected to real events. For example, the economic measurement, as the other two guys said before, had a huge impact to the market stocks, to the indexes. So for this reason, an investment challenge must be with real data. And an example is about the Twitter data. For example, when some politician or some entrepreneurs tweeted something, this could have a huge impact to the stock price. An example is the tweet of the president of the United States, for the entrepreneur, a tweet of Elon Musk, as we know. And for the second one, I can say yes, of course, I improve a lot my skills, the ability, I learn a lot. But also I can say that if we want to put our money to invest, to trade with real money, we have to study a lot. We have to study a lot and have in-depth knowledge of economics, economic measurement in terms of macroeconomic events and microeconomics.
Thanks for pointing out even these, I would say, suggestions, how much the study you are facing are important for your future and for all the people who are watching. We, again, live from all of our houses. It's 5:34, and we are collecting, even interviewing the three young Italian students on top of the podium of the investment challenge we had the past month, and I like to involve the questions coming from the community. I'm at least a couple of them. Filippo is asking you, what were your strategy to manage cash inflows and outflow challenge inputs? I guess it's involving the inputs aspect of the challenge. Feel free. That's an open question for who wants to answer.
Can I answer?
Yeah, please.
To be honest, I didn't follow so much the inputs because during the day, we are talking about the first phase, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So the inputs. I didn't follow so much the inputs. I just use the information that I got from the financial market. And that's all.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it might be something that Paolo could clarify, I guess, for the whole community. We discussed a lot about this role-playing game we were proposing you in order to promote a kind of behavior and a simulation of what we would like to have from your playing, for the play of your game. I mean, Paolo, would you like to, or we can move, please?
Yeah, the point here was relating to what we tried to set up as a real-world simulation. I mean, as we said in the beginning of the first phase, you were pretending to represent the CFO of a company. The CFO of a company is not trading, is hedging the asset or the portfolio of the company. Of course, the CEO, the CFO of the company might have, the treasurer might have some freedom to move with its cash, but the point is not to trade. I mean, a CFO or a treasurer has to protect the money of the company, has to protect the interest of the company, and given that the company is not a trader, I mean, the main business of the company is not trading, is doing something else. It can be an industrial situation, can be a communication situation, whatever. So the objective is to protect the assets and the cash of the company, while at the same time, if possible, take out some profit from the activity that are going to be done under the portfolio management point of view. Actually, we left a lot, or not to say a total freedom to the participant in order to move as they would have done. And probably this was not completely understood by the participant, as you just said, Giuseppe, because if we were tightening a bit more the situation, so let's say by saying either you follow the inputs or you're out, that would have been a more, I would say, constricting situation, but at the same time would have not been real. If you were with your money, if you were there with your company money, with your assets, with your job related to how you're doing your hedging activity, you would never have risked what you risked. Never. Okay. Let's say that we try to think this part of the challenge as a responsibility game for the participants. So trying to figure out how many would have followed the inputs, and at the same time trying to maximize the value of the portfolio. Let's say that if I had to do that the second time, probably I would impose some more constraints in order to have a more strict review of the situation of the different participants, because probably we simulated too much the real world, where there is total freedom by the treasurer in managing its wealth. The point is that you had the same freedom, but you didn't have the same constraint in terms of threatening.
Yeah.
Your job was not at the stake.
Yes. And I'd say it's an answer even to the people asking. Again, we already have repeated it many times, but that's a good moment to say it again. I'm proposing you another question from Federico, Luke University students, was saying, how much did you leverage? So that's a straight question. Bruno or Alfonso, do you want to answer?
Well, I used, I prefer to use, especially after the initial phase where there wasn't an actual leaderboard of the participant. I tend to use instrument like stocks and other instruments like that hadn't an high type of leverage on the balance. After when I saw I would say the real phase of the game, where the leaderboard showed me how much the other participants were earning.
You were having a feedback, of course.
Yes, I was having a feedback. So I decided to use instrument like the contract for differences that allows me to have an higher earning using lower portions of my balance.
Okay. Then
because I wanted to align to the profit of the other player that were very high in the second phase.
Okay, yes, in the final day.
The phase before the phase where the 100 finalists were chosen.
Okay, sorry, yeah, the online round. So
yes,
the qualification phase. Federico, the same student, is adding, how did you calculate the expected return and volatility to ensure an optimal risk-return trade-off of a leverage investment? I don't know if we can involve Bruno in this question.
Okay, I can say that I stayed focused all day watching my operations. So also for this reason, I didn't put parameters like stop loss or take profit. I stay all day long in front of my computer watching the operation, the fluctuation of the operation. I put just one parameter when I had a break lunch. Because I opened a particular operation, a DAX in short, and I put the take profit and stop loss because of I didn't have the opportunity to follow the fluctuation.
And okay, I guess that you both answered to what asked by Federico. We may collect other questions appearing on the YouTube chat or the Facebook video content in order to interact with the top 3 students, Italian young students, 20-something students, on top of the Reply Investment Challenge, first edition. We can, I would say that we can involve again Maria Grazia from Banca Generali. I don't know if you have any curiosity or question for the students similarly, or we, let me know. Do you have some?
No, I have some one more questions. I like to hear from you that you defined a strategy. You look at the data at the event of the day or when you have to trade. And this is very important because sometimes when you speak about trading online, you think only to technical analysis and not to macroeconomic or fundamental valuation. I have a question to ask you because, you are the winner, but was there a moment when we thought you couldn't achieve your goals?
Well, I think that I think that the moment when I knew that I made a sufficient amount of profit was at the end of the 24th of April, because I thought that the 20% of profit in one day of trading was
enough.
I would say enough. Yes, yes, and also I was quite satisfied because I didn't risk too much to achieve that. So it was that.
Same question for Giuseppe and Bruno.
Well, I closed my main trade at 4:20. So basically, my day, my final day ends before the 5 o'clock. So why? Because I see that my main trade that was ratio EUR/USD. Because during that day, I had a good information from the day before of the Euro group, and also the ratio of Euro/USD was very low on that day. So basically, my main strategy was to invest on Forex. Invest on that ratio, because I believe that the Euro during the day will be stronger. And when I achieved my goal, so something like 15%, I close my main trade. The other trade was something like CFDE. bonds, but were more safe than USD, because when I was trading on EURUSD, I was using leverage, of course. So basically, yeah, I stay all the day with my computer, checking the situation, and I got good feedback since the morning. Since the morning, I got new feedback. Of course, I didn't join with all my capital, because at the beginning of the day, I said to myself, okay, I want to invest the 30% of my capital to Forex. I want give this to Forex, and the rest are more safe. I also keep some money for liquidity, and yeah, that's all. My main trade was closed at 4:20 p.m.
Good.
Bruno.
Okay, it was pretty similar for me. I started with a clear strategy. I opened, for example, indexes like Germany 30 and Italy 40, semi Bendax 30, because of the reason that I said before, that not just the day before, but a few days before, there was announced a lot of political economics, not just in Europe, but also in the USA. So for me, it wasn't so easy to go home, because after the first check, if I don't remember wrong, it was at 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. I don't remember. I was 6th or 7th, and I was really happy. For this reason, I forced my strategy, and I go on investing, especially at the beginning indexes, then Forex, but at the third 30, when the USA market opened, I put a lot of my capital. I closed different assets that I had open, and I put a lot of budget. I think 500,000 in USA markets, in the sector that I have studied a few days before, that was increasing a lot, also thanks to the COVID situation, especially the entertainment. So I put a lot of money in Netflix, for example, also in Amazon, and a particular company that I followed also different days before, that is called Beyond Meat, that produce like hamburger, but with just vegetables and plant. But this kind of of hamburger has an equal smell, an equal taste, and it's look like a normal hamburger with meat. For this reason, I obtain a lot of gain with this kind of company, and also the American index Nasdaq. I opened just another asset, the index in long, and I obtained a good gain there.
Very well.
Okay, I hope that you answered to Maria Grazia's question. In the meanwhile you were talking, I was wondering, since we have a few minutes to the end of our live streaming, and you were all three so young students, what about the reactions or feelings or comments from your families or friends? In the meanwhile, they were just studying or passing their time, I don't know, playing video games or whatever kind of online activity they can do in this emergency. You were trading. They were asking for something to you. There is any kind of memory you want to share with us? Kind of, what are you doing? It's true that you haven't that much to do in the quarantine period, but what about your playing moments?
Okay, should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at the beginning, I will say when I first decided to participate, there were a little bit of skepticism, I would say, because as I say before, this was the first real challenge, real investment challenge that I participated. So
Yep.
But after the online round, when I classified at the 13th place, there was a little bit more of confidence in the possibility that I could place myself in the upper part of the leaderboard.
At first in the first half.
Yes, I think that especially after the obviously the final round, the feedbacks were positive, of course.
Good to know. Giuseppe.
Yes, I have to say that this challenge was very positive for me because during this period that we have to stay home, we don't have any kind of, I don't know, hour, we don't have any kind of rules. This challenge was quite positive because, I don't know, when the market, when the Italian market, for example, open, I was getting up and check all the investment, all that stuff. Same thing for the American one, especially for the morning. The morning and the evening, I was so I was taking this yes, I was taking this challenge so seriously because I think that there was the main moment to trading. And of course, for the final day, it was for me very, very important. I take it very seriously, very seriously. In fact, I started from the morning till the 5 o'clock, and I was so excited to perform. Also, when I got the first feedback by the leaderboard.
Yeah.
I mean, on the final day, when I saw my spot, I didn't believe that because I saw that something like I was something like 9, and for me it was very incredible.
You were surprised of it.
Yes, of course.
Cool.
If can I add something, I would say that on the last day. My strategy was based was a two-part strategy. The main one I will say during the morning, and the second one in the afternoon. And so my parents were asking me almost constantly, do you have to stay in front of the screen so much time? And so.
That's exactly the same thing I was thinking about, and that was not that easy to justify it because again you were playing with fake money in a trading competition for a company sponsoring it. I mean that's a kind of strange situation.
Yes, but after I tried to explain my strategy, they I think they sort of understand why I had to.
Yeah, Bruno.
Yes, I can say that in a little sense I'm lucky because right now I'm in Milan, but I'm Sicilian, but in this period I stay all the time here. Because of if I had been at home, I think that probably I didn't participate to the challenge because of my parents, as Alfredo said before, because they don't like this kind of challenge and this kind of activity.
Okay.
So after that, I can say the challenge was long because I started to use the training of Saxo at the end of the March.
Yeah.
And it finished at the end of April. So in the first part, I didn't spread a lot that I was facing this challenge, just to some friends. But the interesting thing is that at the end of the challenge, especially after the publishment of the article, I spread a lot the link or the screenshot, then it appears my name.
You were proud of it?
Yes, I received a call from my mother, from my uncle. It was very, very.
They were happy. That's good. You may even share this video recording I mean, just as a proof that we are all human beings and kind and friendly guys. Nothing.
Yes, I will do.
Nothing worrying. And even I noticed that you are wearing the AirPods that were the
yes, I'm wearing the new AirPods, exactly.
That's the point.
That's my prize. Yes.
That was not fake. They were for
real. They are real. Yes,
that was the good part of it, of course. But that's not even, I don't want to be silly on that. I mean, it's a joke, but in general, it's true that part of the prize, and you might be, of course, proud and happy of it, you had collected a lot of important training and information, and the learning part of this challenge is what we were so focused on in order to deliver something that was helpful for you all, for your future, of course. Sure. 1 minute less. So again, thank you all. I would like to end this interview altogether by just asking you a very simple, a couple of word answer. What you would like to do in your future? I mean, in the next, and of course, hopefully we will be all out of this emergency, but what you would like to do in the future, even thanks to this experience or just as a single experience, and that you will change your mind for your future. We may start and then say thanks to the third in the podium, Mr. Bruno Messina. Thank you very much. Give us a spoiler for your future. What you would like to do from the Bocconi University to where?
Okay, I would like to work in the future in a very innovative company, starting from the beginning and growing up with together. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you all for this opportunity.
All right, and good luck, of course. You know that Reply is hiring, so why not to send your CV or again upload it on challenges.reply.com. I hope Maria Grazia will not blame me for stealing young and promising talents in this. That's the job, of course. And thank you very much, Bruno, and good luck for your future. I'm moving to Giuseppe from University of Trento, but right now in Manfredonia, in the beautiful Puglia.
Yes.
What about your future?
Yeah, in short term, I would finish my bachelor degree. So basically, I have to finish this bachelor degree, and then I would improve myself about the financial world. So basically, at the moment, I can't tell you exactly what I want to do, but yeah, I would improve myself, my knowledge about financial world.
All right, and thank you very much for sharing this with all of us. And we'll close the loop with Alfonso from University of Naples, Economy Studies, right? Economia e Commercio.
Yes.
What about your dreams?
Yes, I would say that this challenge had an impact on I think my short-term future and decisions. In fact, I can say that I really enjoyed studying, economic indexes like FTSE Board DAX for my strategy, studying the correlation between the markets and other instruments. So I think that this challenge give you the possibility to really have a taste of what is like, experiencing the financial field. So I think that I had the ambition before to continue my studies in finance, and I think that challenge actually boosted my expectation and my for the future. So
you had a good feedback out of it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, you all three guys, and good luck for your future as well. You know where to find us. We are with many more challenges on challenges.reply.com. Right now we are live with the creative challenge, open to creative minds. Why not? If you want, you may prefer investment and finance, of course. We will be back with it, of course, in the future. And I would like to thank again Davide Cagnati, my mate, for your extraordinary journey in this activity. I would like to remind that Davide is still a student. It's just doing his internship together with us, and was a great a great addition to the team to have a student so focused on economical and finance study in order to deliver the investment challenge. Thank you very much to Maria Grazia Dussena from Banca Generali. It was a pleasure to having you again here. It will be for the future, of course, again, and in representation of Banca Generali, thank you to the whole team that gives us the opportunity to realize together such a beautiful initiative.
See you. Arrivederci.
Grazie, ovviamente. And last but not least, again, Paolo, that's the end of the journey. May we drink a glass of wine and having a cheer all together?
Yes, of course.
Why not? And why not a good prosecco? But
yeah,
not physically. Actually, that's a pity. I would like, but we will save it for the future. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And having a drink all together. Thank you very much, you all. That's the end of the Investment Challenge, first edition. Reply, Banca Generali, MIP, Politecnico di Milano. Was a pleasure for us all, and we'll be back. Thank you very much. Goodbye, guys.
Bye. Thank you. Goodbye.
You all. Goodbye.